Hello, this is Ben Foost. I turn all the podcasting knobs here at the Uncommon Life Project podcast, and that's what I wanted to talk to you about today. You see, things are going to sound a little different from here on out, and I just wanted to assure you that you're in the right place. I'm going to turn you over to the fellas to explain more. I hope you enjoy the show.
Everyone dreams of living an uncommon life, and the best asset you have to achieve your dreams is you. Welcome to the Uncommon Wealth Podcast. We're going to introduce you to people who are living uncommonly. We're also going to give you some tools and strategies for building wealth and for pursuing an uncommon path that is uniquely right for you.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the episode of the Uncommon Wealth Podcast, which it used to be what?
The Uncommon Life Project. El Proyecto.
Yes. It was. All three of us are here. Obviously, it's a little new facelift for us. We wanted to talk about it, talk about the old Uncommon Life days, why we changed it, what we're going to do, what we're excited about this season, all that stuff right now in this episode, coming at you first week of January 2023.
Happy New Year.
Yeah.
How you like me now?
Good.
All right. Hey, one, thank you for being such faithful listeners. One thing I do think that we have are really avid listeners that are faithful. So thank you for listening. We're also going to try to do more videos this year. But why did we do the change? Brian Dewhurst, why are we doing the facelift?
Just to make things more streamlined. And I personally am super excited about it. I wanted to change a while ago, so I don't know. I just think it fits. It's one less name, one less thing to explain, and it's synergistic to our main business.
Yeah, so some of our listeners know that we have Uncommon Wealth trademarked. So if you're talking about financial stuff and you use Uncommon Wealth, cease and desist, baby. Shut it down.
Shut it down.
So that's one reason. The other reason is we've also kind of started a new offering. This was late last year, The Uncommon. And The Uncommon is really trying to really dive in on 6 pillars: relationships, work, health, stewardship, vision, and your faith. And so that podcast is over here called The Uncommon, and that's kind of taking place of the thing of the Uncommon Life Project. That's kind of what we're doing. This is more for financial stuff. We're giving you ideas. We're also interviewing people that are running businesses and things like that. So I'm excited for the whole season. We are excited, I'd say.
I'm uber excited.
Aaron's excited because now you can see his facial expressions.
Yeah. Not so mellow. You can see my hand talking.
Yes, exactly. So, okay, each one of us talk about what are you excited about with the name change, Uncommon Wealth, and then what are you excited about this year? We'll start with my big dog, Aaron.
Oh my gosh. Okay, we start with me. Well, this will be my second year because it'll be my anniversary. This gets released.
Yes.
I don't know. I'm just excited for the whole new. It's all new to me, so it just keeps being new. So I finally feel like I totally got my bearings on me, like being on the team.
Yep.
So I'm just excited for the whole year to get going, and I really am going to enjoy the video.
Dude, to edify you, you've done a great job getting some amazing guests on that are really synergistic to the Uncommon brand. So you've knocked it out of the park.
He's coming hot.
He is. All right, Brian, what are you excited about, buddy?
I would say a full year of week to week, so 52 episodes. It's a big shift. I think we've been doing it well. Aaron's brought a lot of charisma, guests, kind of takes the pressure off of doubling the episodes. So I'm just excited for our first full year going weekly.
Yeah, I do think there's been a trajectory of our, not podcast, but business too. And now we're starting to talk about legacy a little bit more. Maybe talk about a little donor advised funds. We might have to figure out how to get into that. So this episode, this whole season, I'm excited to just start thinking about more strategic things that you can do as a listener to just to achieve your own uncommon path. And so the whole facelift, super synergistic. We hope that you get a lot out of this. And again, here's the thing too. I would love to this is my challenge to ourselves, do some kind of question and answer session where people can call in, they can ask questions.
An AMA.
An AMA. I don't know what that is, but that sounds right. So what do you think the biggest takeaway up to this point, without going into the whole Ben Foost interviewing us all, what do you think the biggest takeaway that you've had since we've launched this podcast? And it's been about 3.5 years? ago?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think every guest podcast or interview-oriented podcast, I feel like there was something I needed to hear. So I've just learned personally so much just from each of our guests, and it's interesting to me the timing of it all too. Like you'll hear, we'll have an episode, shoot, and it's like something's happening in my life that's specifically relevant to, and I just kind of felt like almost like God was speaking into that moment or challenge or whatever it was through our guests. So that's something I kind of never would have expected. And so
it's good.
For me, that's kind of been the highlight.
Okay, for you, it's been a year.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
I think the biggest takeaway I've taken from the podcast, especially interviewing people, is humanizing business owners. Because I feel like so many people put them on this big pedestal, like there's something special about them. And there is, because we're all special. But to know that the road is hard for everybody, and they all have their own struggles. We all have our bumps in the roads that we have to take.
Right.
And it reminds us that we're not alone.
Yeah, I think that's really good. Here's mine, and it's going to be different, and I'll give you the answer, and then I'll give you what I'm going to say. So what I'm going to say is I love joint interviewing our guests because there's times where I'm like, I don't know what to say here. And it's always like Aaron will come in with a really good question or Brian will come in with a good question that I'm like, oh yeah, that's... So even in, like, I know that Uncommon Wealth, we have this partnership approach where we're working on our clients' plans, but even interviewing people, I think is really helpful for me just to have that other insight of Brian's brain works different than mine, praise the Lord. So does Aaron's. So you have this like synergistic unity in interviewing people, and we just pull out more normally than I think just me alone for sure would be interviewing. And then the last thing I would say, just what I've always think is like the power that a supporting spouse is in this uncommon path is like priceless. It's just
So
priceless. It's priceless. It's priceless in each one of our lives. It's priceless in everybody that we interview, or I would say the majority. Everybody might be. Never say always, never say ever. Okay, but it's a powerful thing, and 95% of people would say, "Hey, I wouldn't be where I'm at without my spouse supporting." And so, all right, so that's basically the show. Is kind of giving you the new layout. It's Uncommon Wealth Partners, new podcast, Uncommon Wealth. That's how you'll find us. We'll already archived the Uncommon Life Project. That is coming to I think a nice chapter ending book. Close it, move over to the next chapter. It's Uncommon Wealth. Thanks for joining us. Any final thoughts, B. Dewey?
I'm just excited that people can earn interest on their cash again, like they used to be able to for the 20 years ago. So I'm actually hoping that interest rates stay high. I'm going to go with a financial one. I hope they actually stay high, and by high I mean 3 to 4%, not like 8 to 10%. But I think it would actually be a good thing if we could kind of balance out a little bit and stop printing as much money, and we'll see if that actually happens. And but the ability to earn on your savings again, and the difference between savings and investing, I think has been lost, and it needs to be restored. So,
right. Okay, Aaron.
I'm just excited to see people reach their goals and plan for that. I love that.
Yeah.
I'd love to see that happen.
I'm excited
I know
for
it's
you.
around money, but we'll put the money to work to reach your goals, however that is.
Yeah. My thing is I'm excited to just serve more people. It's
Yeah.
always been my excitement. And I think we can do that not only with Uncommon Wealth, but I think the Uncommon, we can also dive into different avenues of people's lives. Something that Brian and I have been doing for quite some time. And now Aaron sees like, man, we really get into like marriages and how does that affect your finances? So I'm excited about that, but just being able to serve more people and give our current clients even more clarity on the plan that they have moving forward is what I'm excited about. So you've been listening to the Uncommon Wealth podcast. I've been your host, Philip Ramsey.
I'm Brian Dewhurst.
Aaron Kramer.
Thanks for tuning in. Until next time, go be uncommon. Thanks for listening.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
That's all for this episode, brought to you by Uncommon Wealth Partners. Be sure to visit uncommonwealth.com to learn more about our services. Don't miss an episode as we introduce you to inspiring people who are actively pursuing an uncommon life.